Previously on Pocket Survival.
Finally, an alliance that'll actually work with me. Shadow and Thacher, they see it. With Amber still working with me, we can definitely turn this around.
The mean queens have been fracturing, and that is jeopardizing my game. I will not let two lesbians take me down.
Katrina! Wins immunity, cannot be voted out, guaranteed a spot in the final 7.
I'm looking for a blind side tonight. Bo's going home.
If Amber survives much longer, then she becomes a lock for the final 3. Amber really does have to leave tonight.
I love Amber so much! I don't like seeing it hurt, but this is for the greater good.
An out! Finally, an out from this terrible relationship. I can finally drop the puppy off at daycare and try to minimize the massive target that's been put on my back.
Now I have to choose between my bestie and this alliance. Hello is my best friend out here, but I wouldn't be here now if it wasn't for the mean queens. Oh, tonight's gonna be really tough for me. I have a big decision to make.
Fourteenth Pokemon voted out and the 4th member of our jury. Amber.
I never loved you, Bo. Your girlfriend is gone and you are sad, miserable, and alone. Again.
The tribe has spoken. Before we get into it, another big shout to all the VAs. Everyone put in a lot of hard work. They did an amazing job bringing these characters to life. Episode 13, guys. This is what's left of the Rovari Tribe. Night 30. Bo is silent on the beach, staring off into the ocean. Diana is by her side trying to comfort her when Katrina approaches and demands to know what the hell happened. Diana and Katrina get into an argument, with Diana calling Katrina out for being a hypocrite, that she was stunned for trying to blindside Bloom, but now Katrina tried to do the same thing to Bo. Katrina argues there's a difference between the pre-merge and the final 8. They both shout that they won't work with each other anymore.
I am no hypocrite, darlings. I am simply trying to win this game. Diana refuses to see that. And now Bo remains, a big fluffy blot in this camp, a reminder of how I failed to get her voted out. Bo, Diana, I'm not done with either of you. Neither of you will reach the end if I have anything to say about it. The mean queens are dead to me.
Oh look, it's the Rovari Kings! The remaining guys gather around the campfire. Thacher and Shadow are expressing happiness that Amber is gone and that the girls really are cannibalizing each other. Meanwhile, Raine looks annoyed. When Shadow asks why, Raine refuses to give a concrete answer.
Thatcher's excitement. He did not vote alongside me at Tribal Council. And now my #1 ally is gone. I played an idol for her, damn it. And it's all up in smoke because she's gone to Tribal right after. Ugh. Well, one thing is for sure, the remaining girls are falling apart. Maybe I can find something in there, a crack to nestle in. As far as I'm concerned, Thacher is my next target.
Day 31. Reward Challenge. Day 31. Let's get to today's Reward Challenge. Oh, it's the auction. Okay, we're gonna be here for a while. It's the Pocket Survival Auction! Each castaway is given $500 to bid on various items, ranging from food, advantages, and more. Pulling or sharing money is not permitted, and the auction will end without notice. The auction has come back around. This is your chance to purchase food and luxury items, or even potential advantages. Let's kick things off with our first item up for auction. A refreshing glass of Moo Moo Milk. We have any takers? No interest at all in the glass of milk.
20?
Sold to Shadow for $20. Nice cheap reward win to start us off. Why don't you take a sip?
Refreshing. I hope this won't keep me from buying something, important later on.
Of course. Next item up for auction. 3 cupcakes!
40.
80.
100.
120.
140.
160.
180.
200.
Ooh. Sold to Diana for $200. That's more like it. Come take a bite of your cupcake reward.
So yummy! Cupcakes are like my favorite comfort food. This is perfect!
Next item up for auction. A personal pan pizza with a soda on the side.
100.
500.
Whoa! That's everything. Thatcher snipes it with a max bid. Sold for all of his money, $500 for a pizza.
Pizza, such as this, single-handedly guided me through law school. I could not afford to miss this opportunity. Not to mention, I don't wish to hold out my cash for fancy advantages. Flashy as they may be, I will not call relying on an advantage skillful.
Why don't you take a bite?
Of course.
Alright then, next item up for auction. Will remain covered. Ooh, no one's gonna know what they're bidding on this time.
$100.
120.
Alright, sold to Katrina for $120. First covered item of the auction. Hoping for anything special?
I was simply trying to make Diana waste her cash, so I could care less, darling.
Let's see just what you bought before jumping to conclusions. You bought a personal massage. Professional masseuse will set up their table right here. You'll enjoy a fancy massage for the remainder of the auction. She loves that shit. She's so happy.
Ooh, I'll gladly take that. Never turn down a good massage after all. It's bad karma.
This is the 5th item up for auction. And will also remain covered.
40.
200.
220.
240.
260.
300.
320.
340.
Sold to Raine, $340. Raine, what are you hoping is under here?
Advantage.
Straight to the point. Let's see how your luck holds up. You bought a massive sub sandwich with all the fixins. Ooh.
Whatever.
Oh no. You can keep the sandwich, or you can instead choose to give it up, and we'll give your tribe extra rice rations back at camp. Double your tribe's food supply. That's a tough decision.
Sandwich.
No hesitation. Why the sandwich?
I bought it, and I don't want to give it up.
It's fair. All right. Next item up for auction will also remain covered.
20.
100.
120.
200.
Ooh. Sold to Summer for $200. Summer, anything special you're hoping for?
I am fine with anything. As long as Groudon is my witness, I will enjoy whatever you put in front of me.
Let's just stop for ourselves. You've just bought Skewered Electric. They serve electric very special up here. Unlike most places, they preserve the electric lands for an extra kick. Why don't you give it a try?
Delicious. I knew Groudon would have my back, as always.
That's horrifying. It's a dead fish. Yeah, Summer loves dead fish. Of course. Next item up for auction is an advantage in the next immunity challenge.
480.
Shadow right off the bat, offering the rest of his reserves. Only one Mon can beat that right now. Bo, who hasn't bought anything yet. Sold to Shadow for $480. Bo does not snatch it.
I thought I might not get something like this when I sprung for the milk. I guess I got lucky.
Next item up for auction will remain covered.
208.
Wait!
Ugh! What?
Last time they had letters from home.
So
whoever bought them set the price. And everyone else got to buy them for that price.
Ooh.
Intriguing, darling.
Ooh, Diana's cooking something.
So, what are you saying?
I'll let you buy it if you buy it cheap, so that we can all get letters.
Aw.
Oh! Okay. $20.
Ooh. Sold to Summer for $20. It seems like everyone has some sort of idea in mind as to what this could be. Alright, let's see if you're alright. You bought a massive chocolate cake.
Ooh, yummy.
This one comes with a stipulation. You will pick 2 other players and you'll all get 1 minute to eat as much cake as you can. Stop once your time's up. So who are you gonna eat with?
Shadow for sure. And Bo.
Come on up and eat that cake. Your timer starts now. Bo noticeably did not move. Uh-oh. Shadow and Summer are digging in. Bo on the other paw hasn't moved since the auction started. Alright, that's time. Finish what's in your mouth and return to your seats. Oh no. I'm sure everyone here is looking forward to more goodies to buy. But unfortunately, I've got nothing else for you. The Pocket Survival Auction is officially over, in the books. Grab your stuff, head out. I'll see you again for the Immunity Challenge.
that was the auction, huh? A good concept to be sure. Shadow getting that advantage raises some concern for me, but not enough. My target is Thacher, so if Shadow wins it, then so be it. Now who among the girls do I try to work with? One of them is bound to work with me.
Shadow and Summer had gotten particularly messy when digging into the chocolate cake, so tried to clean themselves off. Shadow in the ocean and Summer by rolling in the sand on the beach. They talk while cleaning themselves off. Shadow thanks Summer for choosing to share with him, and Summer accepts the thanks and says she believes they're very close.
Summer certainly has her, quirks. The whole creepy Groudon thing, chief among them. Despite that, she's a good friend and a loyal ally. I'm happy to have her by my side in this game. I just hope it stays that way as the numbers dwindle more. She'd be a great goat to take to, the end.
Raine gets Katrina to share that she voted for Bo last night. When she explains why, Raine believes her. He tries to see if she'd be willing to work with him when Thacher approaches mid-conversation, accusing Raine of trying to find new allies. This kickstarts an argument between Katrina and Thacher that leaves the both of them frazzled and angry by the end of it.
It has become clear that Raine is taking my vote against Amber very seriously. He sought out Katrina as a new ally, it would seem. Fine. How he plays his game is up to his own decision-making, just as the way I play my game is up to me. He may dig his own grave as much as he'd like. He'll find himself buried in it before too long.
Bo lays down quietly in the shelter, moping around with Diana trying to comfort her. Bo remains mostly silent, save for some whines or whimpers on occasion. She's still heartbroken after what Amber said at Tribal Council.
Oh, Amber! What a manipulative, bratty bitch! I cannot believe that she would pull that on Bo! Screw you, Amber! You're a terrible living being and you never deserved any of the love Bo gave you. I'll just have to stick by Bo's side through all this. I want to make her feel better. I can't imagine her being in this state and being voted out. Having to see Amber again. I can't let that happen.
Ooh, Heat Wave, Day 32, Immunity Challenge. Let's get to today's Immunity Challenge. Step on up. Casters will start on their individual starting mats. On go, they'll have to rush through a 5-story obstacle course, weaving up and down through the floors. They'll have to grab 10 puzzle steps along the way. Once they finish the obstacle course with all 10 puzzle steps, they must then use the puzzle steps to fill in gaps on a tall flight of stairs. After completing the staircase puzzle, they must then race up to the top of the staircase and raise their flag. First player to raise their flag wins immunity. Safe tonight. Guaranteed a 1 in 6 shot at winning this game. Shadow, you purchased the advantage at the auction. Go ahead and read it out.
My advantage says that, the first 3 puzzle steps from the challenge are already secured and waiting at my staircase. So I will only need to retrieve 7 steps.
That's quite the advantage to have purchased at the auction. Good, big ups for him. Shadow only needs 7 puzzle steps, everyone else 10. Let's get the challenge underway. And after a grueling battle, Shadow, with the advantage, wins immunity. Shadow cannot be voted out tonight's Tribal Council. Guaranteed a spot in the final 6.
I'm immune tonight. I knew buying that advantage at the auction would come in handy. I already felt safe the last few tribals, but now I know for sure I am. No blind sides against me.
As the tribe gets back from the challenge, Katrina pulls Raine aside and shares her situation, that her alliance has betrayed her, and she has nowhere else she can go in this game. Her and Raine absolutely need to work together. Raine agrees, bringing up that Amber was his one true ally. Thacher betrayed him too. He also admits that he had tried to ask her to work together the day before, then Thacher came and screwed things up at the time. You take some time to think about how they approach Tribal Council tonight.
My options have nearly ran out at this point. Bo and Diana have betrayed me, Summer is likely on their side, Thacher is no mon I'd work with. It's Raine and it's Shadow. That's all I have left. And I trust Raine far more than I trust Shadow. Hopefully, myself and Raine are able to turn things around for us, darlings.
Bo retreats to the shelter upon getting back from the challenge to mope more, with Diana following and looking genuinely distraught.
I, don't really know how to handle tonight. Bo really needs me by her side right now, so I don't want to leave her. But if we don't strategize, especially after turning on Katrina last tribal, then we might get the tables turned back on us. I don't want to leave Bo's side. I almost made that mistake with Bloom. I'm not making that mistake again with my best friend. Not in her time of need.
As Shadow and Summer are talking, Thacher approaches to gauge how they would feel about taking Katrina out, since she has a lot of winner equity, having led a dominating majority alliance for a while before now. The duo openly expresses some interest, but when Thacher leaves, Shadow admits he's not sure if that would be the best move for them tonight.
Katrina is the most obvious target for tonight. Having led the so-called Mean Queens Alliance for so long, and considering the jury will be mostly made up of other women, she has the highest likelihood of winning if she reaches the end. Now that she's been weakened, now is the time to pounce, to take her out. She cannot be left to grow power in this game once more.
Summer checks up on the duo of Bo and Diana. The conversation starts with Bo's condition, but considering it isn't good, Diana quickly shifts the conversation to the vote, seeing if Summer would be fine with taking Katrina out with them. Summer says she's open to it, and shares that Thacher is also targeting Katrina, so they should talk to him. Diana thanks her for the info.
It does mean a lot that Summer is concerned for Bo too. Everyone else has been ignoring her and her crying outside of me, and Summer now too. And that information is super helpful. Thacher wants the same thing as us, so we can get Katrina out of here easy peasy. I'm not gonna forget this, Summer.
Katrina and Raine approach Shadow privately, laying everything out on the table. They're in a tough corner, they're working together, and they need Shadow on their side. Shadow's intrigued by the proposal and when he asks who they'd take out today, Raine and Katrina give Shadow the keys, offering to take out whoever he wants. This makes Shadow pretty happy.
It took a lot of discussion, but Katrina and I realized if we wanted our plans to work out tonight, we needed to step back and just be votes. Give our voting block off to someone else. Let them trust us. That's the only way we're gonna stay in this. For how much you gotta know to kick on the gas and take the driver's seat, you gotta know when to hand it off to someone else. The latter is what we need to do to survive this game tonight.
When Shadow and Summer come back together, Shadow shares that Katrina and Raine offered him the vote tonight to take full control. He's 100% in their court, wanting to side with them tonight, and wanting Summer to join them.
Goodness. The last time I had power in the game like this was before the first swap. It's been very long. My subtle suggestions worked for a while, but now I have direct control. It's my say. I like that.
The tribe gathers their belongings and leaves for tribal council.
Once again, I find myself in the middle of having to make a big decision within the tribe. I can work with my old mean queens, Bo and Diana, who I feel really bad for and have grown really attached with, or I could work with Katrina and Raine, which is what Shadow wants to do. I haven't crossed Shadow once yet. I've worked with him from the start. It's a tough decision to make, but I must thank Lord Groudon for keeping me in the great middle position again, this late into the game.
Rovari back for another tribal council. After tonight, only 6 will remain. As the numbers dwindle, immunity becomes more and more crucial. Shadow, how's it feel to be safe tonight?
Well, host sir, It feels good. Really good. I feel like I have a say tonight. Like I'm, the one in the driver's seat. I'm happy to be safe tonight. I, really think I can go the distance.
That's the spirit.
Let's take things back to where we left off last tribal, because it got very hectic. Amber came out and admitted her feelings for Bo were not real. Bo, how do you feel a few days after the fact?
She's not talking right now, host. It's been very hard for her to come to terms with.
Alright then. Diana, would you care to elaborate in her place?
I think she's still distraught. She hasn't spoken at all since it happened. How would you feel if the love of your life turned out to be lying the whole time just to manipulate you? It's screwed up! Amber is a cruel bitch for what she did to Bo.
One thing that last tribal seemed to reveal was a tear within a certain alliance. Katrina, what's the status of the Mean Queens?
The Mean Queens are old news, darling. We've been struggling since the merge, really. And last tribal solidified that I was the only true Mean Queen among the group. There is simply no way I would work with Diana or Bo in the future. My main ally, Bloom, is long gone. Summer is only loyal to Summer. I can only count on myself in this game now.
You are getting power hungry, Cat. It was exactly my issue back on Arai.
No. You were being delusional, darling. I was playing the game.
Katrina and I are at the same place in this game. Before last tribal, I had Amber by my side, and I had Thacher by my side. Amber was voted out, and Thacher was instrumental in getting her out. So I also have nothing left to fight for but me alone.
Our partnership does not need to conclude simply due to one minor disagreement.
Amber was my ride or die, Thacher, so yes, it does.
Taking Amber out really blew this game wide open. Players locked in tight situations are now being exposed more in the open than ever. Thatcher, what does this mean for a lone wolf player like you?
At a glance, this is good. There are more Pokemon on their own, more Pokemon that will work with anyone remaining in the game simply to remain involved. However, this freshly exposed competition, both Katrina and Raine see it best not to work with me despite it being advantageous for them. So, I remain in the same unfortunate position.
This is what happens to those who are unbearable, darling.
Summer, earlier Katrina said something concerning, that Summer is only loyal to Summer. What does that mean?
I have no idea. Truly, in Groudon's name, I don't know what she means. Isn't that how everyone has been playing? If you aren't loyal to yourself, then you're not playing for yourself. You're playing for someone else. But don't you want to win?
Don't you want to win? It's what the game is all about. Fighting to win, to become the sole survivor. Let's find out who won't be earning that title. It is time to vote. Shadow, you're up first.
It's like really hard to play this game and stay by my bestie's side in her time of need. But I gotta play! And Katrina, you gotta go!
I gave Shadow the keys, but wouldn't you believe he wanted my next target card anyway. Your silver tongue won't save you tonight, Thatcher.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Alright, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Pokemon voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Katrina. That's 1 vote, Katrina. Thacher. That's 1 vote, Katrina. 1 vote, Thacher. Katrina. That's 2 votes, Katrina. 1 vote, Thacher. Thacher. That's 2 votes, Katrina. 2 votes, Thacher. Katrina. That's 3 votes, Katrina. 2 votes, Thacher. Thacher. That's 3 votes, Katrina. 3 votes, Thacher. 1 vote left. th Pokemon voted out, and the 5th member of our jury. Thacher, you're gonna have to bring me your torch.
I must give you all credit. I did not foresee this outcome tonight. It appears I underestimated you all. So be it.
Thacher, the tribe has spoken. It's time for you to go. With the dominant alliance burnt to a crisp, some of the members are looking to rise up from its ashes. Grab your torches, head back to camp. Good night.
I appeared on the show Pocket Survival to demonstrate my strategic prowess and persuasive tongue, to relieve myself of the boredom that is typical of being employed as a corporate lawyer. And I believed I would compete unrivaled. And yet here I sit, voted out of Pocket Survival. This does not sit right with me.
Thacher has been voted out of the game 4-3. Leaving Bo and Diana on the outs after the vote.